Welcome back. 6:22 right now. As businesses begin to reopen this week, we're now going to be making more contact with people, and that is definitely going to add some anxiety, some frustration as we all are kind of moving forward together.
Joining us now via Zoom is Councilor Alan Bragwell. Good morning, Alan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me again this morning.
Absolutely. So dealing with, Alan, we're talking about dealing with out of control situations and low information. We're talking about a lot of added stress and anxiety as we start to encounter more and more people out in public.
Which brings a lot of frustration whenever there's the unknown factor, when things aren't going exactly the way or we want them, or even it's just basic features of change create internal anxiety and causes us to be uncomfortable. But there's some ways that we can approach that.
Share with us some of those ways.
Well, one way is to do as much as I can, even if it's at my desk in my office or in a workspace, is to have a sense at my work spot, if in that setting, that I've got some control over what's going on around me. It sounds a little light and trite, but even rearranging some things around me so that it gives me a sense of, okay, this is my area, and I may not be able to control what's going on in the big zone, but in the micro zone, I've got some control, and I'm doing that, and I think it helps me to feel better. Another way is we're supposed to be the most connected generation in history, and yet sometimes we don't feel that way. Really focus on our connections, those close to us, family. I would predict that for the most part, a lot of us feel better just because even if we had to do a remote contact with a mother or a grandmother or great grandmother from yesterday's holiday, that connection gives us a sense of strength.
I got to ask you this, Alan. Those are great points, but what about the people out there that will be social distancing and the people that will not be social distancing? And it just seems like that's going to convert. I mean, what's your best advice to get along out there?
It is a reality, and we have to face the fact. I know I feel that because I fall in a couple of categories of needing to wear a mask more maybe than some other folks that choose not to. But sometimes you're going through the store to get your groceries and people looking at you with the mask. I do think that that's kind of gone down some in the last month or so. It's more of a norm now. And that's another good thing is we do practice some of these things from a space, waving, not necessarily feeling comfortable to hug or even shake hands. It's okay. And I think that what we want to do, if I feel uncomfortable in a situation, I want to just check myself and go, okay, am I doing what I feel like I need to do? And if the other person's not, if they're giving me a funny look or if there's sort of an uncomfortable feeling, it's that they may have issues that they're dealing with at that time, and I want to try to understand what they're going through.
And Alan, it's okay to remove yourself from a situation. If you get into a situation and you're thinking, I'm not comfortable, instead of maybe toughing it out, it's okay to walk away and to leave and then try again later.
Absolutely. Exit and waiting is a strategy you just designed or described, and it is very relevant, and it's okay to do that. And we want to give people that opportunity to do so. And it helped just that moment of time. It gives us a break. I know as a football and a basketball official, if something's going on in the floor or the court, I want to separate people and give them a break, because just even 30 seconds to a minute can make all the difference. That works for me too. If I'm in a situation that's uncomfortable, and if I can just say, okay, I'm coming back, but I just need a moment. Thank you.
We all need to laugh more too, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The humor is a huge player in this. And I like some of the things that we're doing and discovering are going to be some of the things we will remember. My grandmother was a survivor of the 1918 flu, and hearing her tell stories about some of the things, she actually did that, Pat. She actually made a joke about having to prepare meals because she was she was limited, but she tried. She did that, and I think that helped them get through it too.
All right, Alan Bragwell, thank you so much for your time this morning. We always appreciate your insight.
Thanks for having me. Glad to share.
You bet. 6:27. We'll be back.